again. I am going to talk to you about Marseille in 1944 to 1945, where we have the wonderful thing of American debarkment, liberation, and also armistice. I am going to start now with the debarkment. Here I was, 20 years old, having already coming back from my little town where I was during the war, and coming back to my wonderful Marseille. Now, here I am going to tell you something I want the whole world to know. Because what America did at that time, nobody can imagine. Even as we were still flabbergasted. Here I am going to describe to you a little bit of Marseille and what happened. So the center of Marseille is called Aller en Ville, go to the city. And that city is really a huge avenue with double the size of Fifth Avenue, with in the center a little separation where we can take our bus and so on. Now, the beginning starts in a piazza, a little bit on the top, and we have there a beautiful cathedral, which is called Réformée, with on top about 100 steps. On that one side, I would say when we go down, it's going to be the right side. We have an alley with tree and huge gazebo for the music. And that alley go for almost 4 blocks with a sidewalk cafe and everything. And the other side is only like a luxury liquor store. And then after that is only going to be only sidewalk cafe, restaurant, and on both sides, till we get to the end. And the end is the sea, with a little old port, which is called Vieux Port, and which always packed with a yacht and little pleasant walk. And on the side of the port, in one side is City Hall, with again lots of cafe, restaurant, store. The other side, the same thing. Now, that's the viewpoint. When I came back from my little town in the Gondak, was a stupefaction for me. We have it there for Liberty ship. We were all open like a Liberty ship should be. And the troop, with their music, their tank, their men, were coming down. And when they were done, they were forming a single group who was walking like a regular army. And they were walking like about 5 blocks.
These were all the American troops?
What?
These were all the American troops?
That were only American troops. Only American troops. All dressed up with music and everything, ready to go to combat. Now, after 5 blocks, they were turning on the left, since they were going up, and walking like 3 blocks. Now, here again was a huge surprise for me. In Marseille, on the 24th of May, a month, 44, it was a huge American bombardment. And that bombardment was at 12 o'clock. And right at that space, right in the center, 4,000 people were killed there. It was a terrible thing, you know. The people were still all under that. But what was fantastic, even there, At that place, after the 4 block when they turned, it was the beginning of a huge world space. It was empty, and we were usually for when we get a circus or a feast. Otherwise, it was not built at all. It was empty. But then, at that bombardment, lots of bombs fell down on us, and they were obliged to dig. And guess what? When they dig, they found a full Roman city, and there at that place. So after the bombardment, of course, they started cleaning, and they found the full city. And what happened there, they had put barbelé all around, and the American troop used that for a camp, and here, between the Roman ruin, who were all house or anything with from the period, and they were having their tent, and they were eating their meal, and then we were like you go from one extreme to another, and it's something here. You are there, and you don't know, oh my gosh, what's next? And I remember a man, one single guy, was sitting all by himself in a corner on a piece of, on a box, and he was eating a full onion after he peeled it. And everybody was looking at us because we didn't know we were going to, you can eat the onion like that. And besides the onion eating, and where he was, 100 persons must have been there to look at that. Now, that's what I found in Marseille when I came back from my little town. And of course, we always have in a city and around thousands of troops going, enjoying themselves. And at night, we have a program where all the camp, because they were not all in Marseille, because a single camp was called Calas, and it was about 20 miles of Marseille, kept almost for a year 500,000 men. 500,000 men, you can imagine? That was a real city. So this camp, always at a certain place, get the program of what was going on. And if we were interested, we would go to the place where they were going to pick us up with truck, with bus, with jeep. And we went to this camp where we have a dance, where we have a buffet, where we have a music. And almost for a year and a half, my mother and I, my mother already was crazy about America, was there like a queen because she was a mother. And now this guy would come to her and kiss her and say, what do you want? Come back tomorrow. We will bring you everything. But you know, we never did. We enjoyed these boys. That's all we want. We didn't want to. We said, no, boy, we don't want nothing. We wanted you to give you love, you know. And that was a strictly friendship. But for that period, my mother and I almost every night we went. And they took her back home after that, you know. And it was something, because I don't know if I told you already, but since I was a little girl, my mother always told me the love of America, because as the First World War, in Marseille, she was working for an American family, and they were so good for her. That was the best period of her life. And she always told me, she said, was very little, I want to go to America. We are going to go and live in America, because I never saw people like that. And I said, after that, well, I understand what it's all about America. And after that, I was very crazy myself. Okay. Now, I described to you what her time was, And I want to talk about something also fantastic. And so that the army says